October is Missions Month, and so we want to take time in our community groups to focus on missions throughout the month of October. And we want to give one night to prayer, because prayer and mission are tied together so tightly in Scripture. Let me read you a quote from John Piper, which I think really clearly describes the need for prayer when we think about global missions. He writes, "Prayer is primarily a wartime walkie-talkie for the mission of the church as it advances against the powers of darkness and unbelief." We want you to take some time as a group tonight praying very specifically, very intentionally for God to advance the gospel through our missions partners around the globe. We're going to divide this night up into a few different sections of prayer, and Pastor Matt and I will help you think through what to pray and how to pray in each section. I want you to start by praying for the two missionaries that will be with us this month. The first one will be Jeff Waller. He'll be with us on Sunday, October 11th, and he'll be presenting his mission work primarily in Texas and Mexico. He's also involved in the Middle East, but you can pray for him and his ministry there and his wife Pansy. And then on the 25th of October, Don and Sue Holmes, who minister in Mexico, will be with us as well. And so as we think about the gospel without borders, the whole point of that theme is this: that God is going to call people from every tribe, tongue, language, and nation to Him and gather them around the throne one day where they will worship Jesus Christ. So let's take some time right now and begin by praying for these two missionaries.
Now that you've spent some time praying for the first two missionaries that are going to be here during the month of October, we want you guys to take some time and pray for all of our missionaries that our church supports. So right now, take your prayer guide, and we're going to take you through days 1 through 25. If you open it up, you'll notice there's specific things to pray for each missionary. So this time might take a little bit of time, but that's okay. We want you to spend some significant time in prayer right now for our missionaries. So maybe in a circle, just go around and just one person just kind of pray for a missionary, mention a couple needs, and then just move on and just keep going until all the missionaries are prayed for. So day 1 through 25, take that time and pray right now. Now for this third section, we want you guys as a group just to spend some time opening up the Word and just reading through some specific passages that deal with living life on mission and just praying using Scripture as a guide. So we'll give you the scriptures to pray through. One specific one here I'll read here is 2 Corinthians 5 verse 20 that says, "Therefore we are ambassadors for Christ, God making His appeal through us. We implore you on behalf of Christ, be reconciled to God." So that's one passage that you can read again and just pray that as we're ambassadors for Christ, we go out with passion, with zeal for the gospel to be made known. So take some time here, read through some passages, and pray together.
Hopefully you've had a great time of praying together as a group tonight. As you wrap up this time of prayer, we want to take this last section and pray that God will help us on our mission to our community. So if you look in your prayer guides on days 26 through day 31, those are different community outreaches we're doing as a church. And so we don't want to just pray for our missions partners across the globe. We also want to pray that God works and stirs in us and allows us to take the gospel to our community. So take some time right now on those 6 days, days 26 to 31, and pray that God stirs and works in us and gives us great opportunity to advance the gospel in our community.